10 reasons why I hate and love World of Warcraft. Hello everyone, I am Tesak and I've been playing WoW since the original TBC, and I stopped when Kata released. I gave the game few more tries, mainly when I got free expansion and playtime for watching the Warcraft movie, but I haven't found enough motivation to keep playing and paying. So I played some free servers instead and then stopped completely. But I returned to the game with TBC Classic and it reminded me of reasons why I both hate and love this game. And I'll be mainly talking about Vanilla, TBC and Wrath, so if I don't say otherwise, assume I am talking about these expansions. And to make it easier for both you and me, I'll split it into 10 points, some are positive, some are negative, and I'll let you know by counters on top of the screen which are which. Number 1. Ease of access. World of Warcraft is accessible to many people without much of a grind and complicated controls. On one side, I'm running extra bars on my Hunter because I like to combine what I have at my disposal, but I know people that are playing Hunters with literally 5 spells, and even that can be reduced. Same can be applied to majority of other classes, honestly. And it's the case for TBC and Wrath for sure. And honestly, I don't think it's really changed to this date on retail. Although I haven't played retail at all for a few years, so I might be wrong. This point is positive, because it allows people to freely experiment and play by their own pace, allowing people to both be casuals and min-maxers, and in both cases be valuable part of the team in PvE scenarios. Number 2. World PvP. This one is mixed, so I will give 1 point to both. First, World PvP is terrible idea because of ganking. There is no fun in playing as a low-level character and getting one-shotted while doing quests by a random player. In worst cases, you can even get spawn camped. I get the original idea is that mainly people of the roughly same level and strength will engage in open world combat, which is fun concept, but still terrible idea, because some people might not be interested in PvP combat at all. Either way, it rarely works like that. Luckily, we have option to play on PvE realms, where world PvP is optional, and I prefer it this way. I like to engage in world PvP from time to time against players of similar strength, and it can be fun, but mostly I just like the chill farm, maybe do some quests, level my other characters, and for PvP I just like to jump into battlegrounds or arenas. In my experience, a lot of PvP players are actually on PvE servers because of this option, to just get a break. I like the idea of combat territories and zones like Hala in Nagrand or Winter Grasp in Northrend. I am really looking forward to Winter Grasps. Anyway, number 3. And we are getting the first pure negative here, and it has to do with both PvE and PvP. Time gating content. And I do understand why it's happening, but on the other hand, it means that most of the time I have nothing to do. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me elaborate. Time gating is process of restricting players to do something more than once in a while. This is the reason why you can't get arena points like you are getting honor points. You can't do more than one heroic dungeon of the same type more than once per day, and you can't raid again in few days. Usually it's a week, but some are on shorter rotation. This is done in order to prevent players from burning through contents too quickly, and to make the game appear to have more content and things to do than it actually does. By the way, the rested bonus is actually the same thing. You can justify it by saying it's to motivate players to take break from game, but I doubt it's as clear intention as that. Especially since the time gating is practice used in game dev quite frequently, it also makes a lot of sense given that you have to pay subscription to be able to play. Number 4. Story and consistency. I really enjoy myself some good story, and I like to read through lore stuff, quests and books. I actually at some point owned almost all World of Warcraft books, sadly I lost some. But the thing is, I really like the lore and story. I like how it actually have impact on the zones, quests, characters, how the NPCs are mentioning things you will just pass in the story. One example for all is that you can go to Terramore as Alliance player and there are NPCs that are randomly talking to guards. At first they seem like a nice fellas offering guards free drinks and other stuff to socialize in local inn. If you know the lore, these are basically warmongers trying to make people fight against orcs. The reason for that is the people here are led by Jaina, who is trying to keep it peaceful with orcs. But you don't realize that until you read the lore. I believe you can get some insight on it from quests, but I'm usually skipping this location because I don't enjoy leveling here. But you can read through it in the books. And this is seen all around in the whole world. All the zones have well-written lore that is reflected by quests and NPCs. This makes the whole world seem alive and great. This applies only to Classic, because I think the lore with newer expansions is total trash. Anyway, number 5. The lack of profession content. What does that mean? Well, let me ask you a question. When have you actually used anything you crafted with professions while leveling them? That's right, never. Most of the stuff you make is just vendor trash and have no purpose in the game. Some items are required for other professions and some are quest items. Some look cool, but the vast majority is just expensive vendor trash you can sell with loss. That's there just as an item to skill your profession and act as a money sink. I hate this in other games, not just World of Warcraft. I really do. WoW is at least trying to hide it, so it's not instantly striking, but still, it's a negative for me. Number 6. Gearing. As is right now in TBC, it's relatively easy to get some decent gear when you hit level 70. All you have to do is to get some reputation for starter PvP set and then go and play some battlegrounds for a while. You'll be quickly able to get some really good PvP gear from vendors in Area 52, as they are selling some arena gear from Honors now. Previously you could get not as good gear, but still decent PvP gear from Stormwind or Ogrimmar. This PvP gear is actually better, at least in my opinion, than what you can get from Heroics, and thus allowing you to go raiding relatively quickly, and with not as much gold or time invested into it. It also allows you to go into arenas and actually stand a chance. And from here you can continue improving your gear with PvP or PvE upgrades, depends on your playstyle and goals. It's important to know that crafted gear will still be better. I actually still have Primal Strike set on my Hunter, even though I'm already wearing some tier 5 PvP gear. And the upgrade over it isn't priority right now, because it's not a big improvement and the APs are better spent elsewhere. And there is actually nothing I can get as an upgrade from neither Karazhan or Zul Aman at this point. It's quite impressive for something that I literally crafted for 1000 gold with fresh level 70 character. It also gives some purpose to professions, which is nice. Number 7. Class balance. I want to say that classes are not balanced as they should be for PvP, but honestly, I feel like they are pretty well balanced. Still, druids are kinda impossible to kill and warlocks are kinda impossible to survive, but overall I can't say my arena or battleground experience is literally ruined by imbalanced classes. For PvE, I don't think there is a single class that's worthless. Maybe tanking is a little bit awkward if you are not paladin, but honestly that's to be expected given it's the only tanking class with true AoE. But either way, the game is in a state where both PvP and PvE is just fun and you can do what you want without feeling left out, being any class you want. The real difference is the gear you get and the skill you have, and that's the variables that should matter. Number 8. Community and social aspect. Where to begin? This is something that have been thrown left and right lately. I don't believe social aspect of the game is necessarily dictated by tools developers are giving to players. It's not dungeon finder that killed chats in guilds, in my opinion. It's human nature not to be social with complete strangers on the internet, and the fault of Blizzard to make the only reason to be member of a guild raiding. There is no other purely mechanical point to be in a guild, honestly, and when you introduce Raid Finder, well, it's gonna get rid of the only reason for people to be actually active in guild chat. There still can be drama, some chit chat, but nothing in common for people to look forward to and to discuss strategies for and tactics, etc. Well, this may vary because there are PvP guilds, leveling guilds, etc. But the main perk of being in a guild always has been raiding. Well, hey, that was a little bit of rambling. The community. There is established community that have been with the game since launch, and this naturally attracts more people. It helps with the community not to be toxic, and at least with my experience with the WoW Classic I've been playing, it's kinda rare to find toxic people. This is positive, although it has nothing to do with the company developing the game. Number 9. Monetization. I always disliked how you have to pay for the game and then pay for subscription. Although, as a game developer myself, I do understand this now. It's just expensive game to make and thus you want your money back and to make as much money as possible to continue developing the game. And of course you wanna make profit. It's a company. What I hate though is how it's now. Not only you have to pay for expansion, excluding Classic, I don't like how they actually made it free. Although I am 100% certain they considered trying to sell the same expansion twice. Anyway, besides paying for expansion, you also have to pay for subscription, which is fine, but you also have microtransactions, and I hate this. Just pick one side and stick to it. I can get behind the idea of having vanity items for cash, but we are being offered level boosts, mounts and other kinds of pay for advantage mechanics with both classic and retail. I wouldn't consider this to be bad if the game was for free, but given it's not, paying for advantage is not good. And number 10. Bugs, fixes and patches. There are bugs that have been in the game since day one. Not day one of classic, but day one of vanilla. One would expect Blizzard to patch these out, but no, these are still in the game to this day. On top of that, Blizzard's way of dealing with people selling boosts and bots running dungeons is to nerf dungeons to the ground. And that's pure shit. Excuse my language here, but it's shit. Let me give you an example. Recently I formed party for Stockades because I had a quest called The Fury Runs Deep. You have to be at least level 27 to even accept this quest, and I already had that quest green, which makes me believe I was past level 30, more likely around the level 32 or 33, which will still give you full reward for completing the quest. But Stockades are for people up to level 30, so with the absolute genius of Blizzard, the whole party of level 25 players was deemed to be being boosted by me, level 32 or level 33 rogue, and thus they got like 2 to 5 XP per kill. Of course I got nothing. Which is nonsense. I wouldn't say a word if I was level 60 or higher, or maybe even 40, or at least level 36, which is the level at which the quest is grayed out. But no, I had quests that required me to go to stocks and completely ruin XP gain for 4 other people to finish it. We are getting into Metin 2 and other similar grinding Asian MMOs territories here, just because Blizzard isn't able to deal with people boosting other people. So they can sell more level boost packs, and don't try to convince me otherwise because they did something about it just about now, before the release of Wrath of the Lich King Classic, when people are leveling up their alts, and I assume they will be selling second booster as well when it drops. Also, one honorable mention, the feature creep. This is issue of retail, not classic. In retail, there is just too many things to do. Too much achievements that actually do something like allow you flying. But these are pointless now because there is new expansion and you will have to do it all again. The prime example is the keep you can get in the Draenor. It's pointless now, but it's still there. The legendary weapons, pointless now, but still there. I would give the game another negative point for that, but I think it already have enough. And once you get used to it, it's not that bad because it's part of almost every other MMO, but gosh, they should have known better. So, how does it look like? Well, we have 5 negative points and 6 positive points. It's not that good in my opinion, and that's when I left out the honorable mention. Which begs the question, why am I still playing? Well, because I have friends and a girlfriend that's playing the game as well with me, and I want to spend time with them. Also, I like making videos from WoW, it's fun, and Blizzard made it easy for me because I have steady supply of bugs and glitches to showcase in my low effort playlist. And that's it. My love-hate relationship with World of Warcraft explained. I'm curious, how do you see it? Do you agree, disagree? Let me know in the comments and maybe we can have a civilized conversation about it. But Tesak, what's the point of this video? Well, if you have to ask this question, there's none. I just wanted to make a rambling and opinion sharing video of my own. Thank you very much for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. See ya!